People who are absent. Mac and um, oops. Hi, Brittany. All right. Hi. Hey. I think it's unlocked. Yeah. All right. So we are on Friday, Adobe Connect, as usual. Yep. So if you want to log into that, I see Brittany and Jasmine. I saw you a second ago. So just log into that. And you'll see exercise 8 epsilon, hopefully. And what I would like you to do is to translate the first 3 sentences right now. Just do it in a Word document. Change your keyboard and translate numbers 1, 2, and 3 in a Word document. All right? So that's the task as we start class.
Mr. Harpin?
Yeah.
My camera, whenever I turn it on, my computer starts freaking out and Blue Jeans doesn't work.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm just gonna leave it off for now because it doesn't seem to be letting me do that.
So that means that you should just either say something when you want me to call on you, or you can use the raise your hand feature on Adobe Connect. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Hey, Jasmine, this is Mr. Gleason here at Hopkins. I have an idea for you if you want to try it out.
Sure.
Sometimes the camera on your computer doesn't really play well with Blue Jeans because something else on your computer is open and trying to access the camera.
Oh, yeah, I've had that problem before. There's nothing else open with the camera being accessed.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Just want to check. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody, we're working on numbers 1, 2, and 3, exercise 8 epsilon, just translating those 3 on a Word document. Change your keyboard to Greek.
I'm inside.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Mr. Hawk.
Just making sure everybody knows what they're doing, right? Okay. Kaylee, so where are you right now?
almost done with the second one.
Okay. And Brittany?
Yeah, I'm about to finish the second one.
All right, great. What about you, Jasmine?
Yeah, I'm also finishing up the second one.
Great. And you are doing the same, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sarah? I think she slipped out. All right, so Jasmine, why don't you, on the whiteboard, which is on the screen, put number 1, and then let's see, Will, when you come back, you can put number 2.
Right. Got it.
And then Kaylee, why don't you put number 3?
I'm not done with number 3 yet.
Okay, when you're ready.
Okay.
You all 3 of you are presenters, so you can just go right into the whiteboard and do that. I will make it bigger for you. Okay, so let's look at these over here. Let's look at number 1. The mother tells or orders her daughter to hurry to the spring. Does anyone see any immediate corrections or improvements here? And that was done by Jasmine, I think. Yeah. So, anyone see anything? Unmute your mics and pipe up with anything.
I've just got a question. Could you use the instead of the reflexive pronoun, could you just use autes?
That's a good question. Anyone answer that? Yeah, Kaylee? You have to unmute your microphone.
I got it. Oh. It just keeps
It's muted.
muting and unmuting every time I click it. Okay. I think when you use a pronoun that's not the reflexive pronoun, you're implying that it's definitely a different subject than the subject of the sentence. And so
That's
it would
right.
be implying that it's not the mother.
Right, exactly. Does that make sense, Brittany?
Not really. Like I understand that that it's used to. Well, I think I understand what she's saying, but I'm just wondering, like autes, wouldn't it? Who else would it be?
So, all right. So, if you say autes, you're basically saying her daughter, but it's the woman across the street's daughter. It's someone else. It's just some random other person that you may or may not know. Heautes is absolutely clear about the fact that it's the mother's daughter. That's the difference. That's a critical difference. It's a really important one. So your options here, if you want, well, I don't think you can use autes at all if you're talking about her own daughter, but you're allowed to use nothing if you want. You don't have to put heautes in there at all because Greek is kind of flexible that way. You can just leave nothing there. And it can be assumed that it is her own daughter. So those are the two options if it's just reflexive. Okay, yep.
So I guess you'd use autes though if, like in the sentence before, it said like some other woman did this,
Exactly.
and then the mother took her daughter, like that's some other woman's daughter. Okay.
Yeah, you have that exactly right. Yep. Okay. So this is actually very clear. Heautes, there's no question in your mind that it's the daughter of this woman, this mother here, who's the subject of kelewe. Anything else? Glad we cleared that up. And I don't see any other issue with this sentence. I think, Jasmine, you declined the daughter perfectly well, which makes me very happy. You four-stem third declension noun. That's good. So. Prostain krenin, you got all your accents right. I don't see any problem here whatsoever. Let's look at number 2. So number 2 is, but the daughter walks to the field and looks for her father. Yeah, Kaylee.
I'm wondering about the declension of patra and of and thugater. I think the that one just got fixed.
You just corrected it. You anticipated
And then
it? Okay.
I think the accent in thugater is on the alpha.
In number 1, you mean? Yeah.
No, in number 2.
I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
That's not what I thought, but I don't know.
Yeah, it is on the.
The chart
It
in
is
the
on
book
the alpha.
says.
Definitely right. Yeah, definitely on the alpha, on the penal. Heithagater. That's right. Okay. Anything else? You changed pateta. That was good. Okay. Good. Yeah, I don't see any other issue here. I think all of your accents are correct. You got zete. You put your circumflex on the correct syllable there as a -o verb, and good. All right. Now let's look at number 3. So number 3. But she finds her father working in the field with other men. Brittany.
Oh, I just didn't see working. Okay. I just didn't see the word working. Sorry.
That's okay. You want to add it in?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Assuming that working is going to be there soon. What's is there any? Yeah, Brittany.
Yeah, I think you need working and then also in the field. But
In the field.
Yeah, I just missed that entire part of the sentence.
Well, I rushed you because I called on you to put it up on the screen.
No,
So
I thought he was just standing in the field with some other men. I didn't.
that's all right. With other men, good. And while you're doing that, I think I am going to actually myself do one, and I'm going to kind of talk about it as I do it. I don't do that nearly enough. Hold on just one second here, so I can change my keyboard. All right, I'll do this myself. All right, so number 4, and she says to her father, "Father, mother tells me to bring water from the spring." Okay, so and she says to her father. So I'm putting hey there for she, and I'm putting de for the connective, the conjunction. I'm not putting anything else as far as the pronoun for she. I'm trying to translate her father to her father. I'm going to make it dative. Okay. Dative of indirect object because of the verb to say. Decided to use lege here because I'm going to be easy on myself and avoid femi. Okay. And start this quote. Father, mother tells me to bring water from the spring. So I put father in the vocative, opater. I'm putting mother in the nominative singular, because she is telling me. And then kelewe tells me, and you see how I'm putting meth there, I'm making it an enclitic, okay, not taking an accent at all. To bring, I'm going to use the infinitive of pharaoh to carry. Hudor for water. My mistake. From the spring. So there's my answer. Everyone check my work and make sure that I made no mistakes. I think all of you are better with a keyboard than I am. You go very fast. I didn't put any quotation marks around the quote. but that was on purpose. Okay? Okay. So let's, if you have no questions about number 4 there, let's move out of that. I'm going to just minimize the whiteboard. And I would like to go back to the story because I know you want to hear about what happens in the story at the very end. So we're going to go back to that right now. The very last paragraph of the story. And here it is. Hold on just one second. So please just read the last paragraph yourself right now. Tacheos un katabainusi. Okay? So read that, and that's where it ends, on line 31. So just read that last paragraph quietly to yourselves. Jasmine, by any chance, are you done?
Oh, I'm almost.
Okay. So when you're done, Jasmine, I'd like you to read the paragraph in Greek, okay?
Okay, I can start now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Taheos on kata bainusi kai ace tas pulas efiko minoi ton he minoi he mi onon pros aptusi dendru tini kai ace hontai ende to aste Anthropos, Horosin, Entais, Hodois, Bididzontas, Andrasgar, Gugnaikis, Neaniai, Pidis, Holatai, Tekai, Zenoi, Beodusi, Koste, Agolran, Eun Marine, Phobumene, Humper, Hun Pidon, Elthediro, O Philippe, Basin, Kai Lambanu, Tes, Kairos, Sude, Melitai Lego, Meliton Lego, Men Lepe Main Lepe Me Al, Emu, Parma Emoi, Posoitoi Gar Asin, Oi Anthropoi, Huste, Phobumai, Humper Soi.
Nice job. That was a lot of Greek. That was good. Look out for rough breathers, right? Hoi anthropoi, hoste phobumai huper su.
Okay, yeah.
That was good. So, Robin, are you there? Okay, so Sarah, are you there?
No, actually he isn't.
You there? Yeah?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Could you translate that first sentence there?
Yep. Okay, so I basically think it's, and so they quickly go down, and when they, or like arriving at the gates, they tie the mule to a tree, or to a certain tree, I guess, and enter the city.
Good. All right. So, anyone have any comments about that? Changes, corrections, whatever? So, what's tini? Anyone can answer that. Raise your hand or whatever. What's tini? Yeah, Kaylee.
It's an indefinite adjective.
Indefinite adjective, going with dendro, and it's the enclitic. And Sarah, you did a nice job with that. You said a tree, or then you clarified, and because you could also say a certain tree, but you're just as correct in saying a tree. Good. So arriving at the gates, so they go down. So apparently there's a gate to Athens. I'm sure it was a walled city. And so they're arriving at the gate. Now, I just want you to be aware, and I'm going to flash this really quickly. You see the Acropolis, right? I've shown this to you already a dozen times. You may see in the front of the Acropolis, so there's the Parthenon, and you can see in front of the Parthenon, and that's on the left of the picture, you see a bunch of scaffolding. That is, underneath that scaffolding is called a propylaea. And you can kind of figure out what that word means just from your knowledge of Greek now. Propylaea. What do you think that means? Just from your knowledge of what, if you break that down. Anyone know?
Are they referring to gates then?
Right.
So it'd be
yeah.
Near the gates, toward the gates, something like that.
Pro in Latin and Greek usually means what? Often means what?
Like for?
Right, for or in front of, before? In front of the gates.
Oh.
Pulai, you all know hi pulai ton pulon means the gates, the double gates. So that's where we get propylaea. And I'll show a closer picture of this propylaea. And there it is. You can see all the scaffolding. It's not, you can see people walking up the gates, walking up the steps. The gates in antiquity looked much more impressive. Obviously, they're in ruins, and that's just another angle of the same structure, and that's it again. Hold on just one second. I'm going to show you an artist's rendition of the propylaea that... this is what it was supposed to look like. You can see it on the screen. It's not a very good picture, but that was what it was supposed to look like. And you can see the goddess Pallas Athena in the distance there, because of course the Parthenon is named after Pallas Athena. Okay. All right. Good. That's a good job, Sarah. And Will, why don't you translate the next sentence?
Okay. And in the city, they see many men walking in the roads. Men, women, young men, children, citizens, and foreigners. All hurry to the agora, or to the market.
To the agora. You can call it the agora. Any comments or corrections there? Only that I think you didn't translate gar.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to do with that, so I just sort of left it.
You did it purposely?
It was probably just was like a filler.
Oh, a filler. Okay. Yeah, Kaylee?
I don't know. I feel like it kind of makes sense there because the first part of the sentence says that there are many people in the streets. And so this
Right.
is just explaining why there's many men in the streets. It's because everyone's going to the agora.
Yes, I agree with you. And there's a semicolon after badidzontas, and so we're into some kind of a causal clause. I think that's good. That's a good way to look at it. Just so you know, badidzontas, that's not a form that you've seen before, is it? This is, the verb badidzo, to walk, but badidzontas is a present active participle. This is a participle that you have not seen before. There is a screencast about present active participles. They're in chapter 9 that we're going to look at these things, all the forms. But anyway, that's how you say walking, and it's not middle, it's just active. That's what it looks like. I'm just pointing that out. Good. All right. So this agora, just want to show you this picture here. This is an ancient road. Obviously, the road that this woman is walking on is pavement that was modern, right? But near her are the ancient stones that formed the foundation of a road that was going down to the Athenian agora. I don't think the Athenian agora had all this graffiti though, but although it did have some graffiti, don't get me wrong. And this here is a bird's eye view of the agora. Now you can see the city at a distance, the modern city, but this down below there you can see some archaeological stuff down there, kind of ruins down there. That's the agora. That's the ancient Athenian agora. Who knows where I was when I took this picture? Yeah.
You're on the Acropolis.
I was on the Acropolis. Yeah. On a kind of on a very precarious little part of the Acropolis, looking down. So you can see this. You can see this building. I'm using my arrow to point it out. That's a stoa. It's a modern construction, but it's a replica of the ancient stoa of Attalus that was built in the 400s BC. So, 300s BC. It was Hellenistic. But that stoa was there. There was another stoa. A stoa is like a colonnade, and there are these pillars. This building has shops down below, and there's sort of a set of pillars down there. And you can also see on the left-hand side a temple, a very nice-looking temple far on the left-hand side, nowhere near as large as the Parthenon, but there it is. Okay, I'm going to go a little closer into the agora. Oh, there's the temple again, but you can see underneath the agora. That's the ruins of the sort of marketplace roads of the agora. Let's see if we can get a little closer. Oh, that's the stoa of Attalus again, the reconstructed stoa. Okay, and this is the Areopagus. This stone the stone structure. It's not a structure. It's just a stone formation. And there were governmental activities that happened on the Areopagus, and the agora is below it on the right-hand side. Let's see if I have any others. Nope, I don't. Okay, so back to this. So now translate the next sentence, Kaylee. You'll need to unmute.
I will. So Miriam, fearing for her children, says, "Come here, Philip, and take hold of my hand."
Okay. Any comments there? What did you say for Kai Lambanu Tes Chedos?
And take hold of my hand.
Okay. Any comments about anything? I want to know what exact form is Lambanu? Kaylee.
It's an imperative, but it's one for a middle voice.
Middle voice, present tense, imperative. Lambanamai becomes lambanu. Right, exactly. What case and reason for tes cheros? Jasmine?
Takes the just because of the verb, so it's going to take the genitive.
Lambanamai takes the genitive when it means grab hold of something. Right. Yep. Okay, very good. So pick that up there, Brittany, to translate. You can bring it to the end of the paragraph.
Okay. And you, Melissa, says, don't leave me, but follow us, for there are too many men that, or so that I fear for you.
Okay. So we have this weird little thing we have this weird little parenthetical thing, Melaton Lego. What is that? What is the purpose of this?
Is it like she says to Melissa?
Yeah, well, it says it's Lego, right? So what is that? Yeah, Sarah, go ahead.
Is it like I'm speaking of Melissa, so like?
Yeah, I mean, so in English, when you say something like, she was spending some time telling Philip to hold her hand, and then she says, "But you, I'm talking. I mean, Melita. Lego can also mean. I mean Melita, or I'm talking. I'm mentioning Melita. So I think that's all it is. It means like I mean Melita instead of Philip, to whom I was just speaking. Anything else? Any other? Yeah.
Oh, well, she said follow us, and I think it's just follow me.
Hepu ham emoi, follow me, follow with me, together with me, hama, and it's dative because of hepu. Anything else? Kaylee?
I might have missed it, but I just didn't hear Gog getting translated, so I didn't. So, so for there are so many men, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, for there are so many men, and then hostet is a result, expresses a result, so that, with the result that I'm afraid for you, on your behalf. Okay, good. All right, so let's move on from there, and I wanted to ask you now if anyone had any questions. So we had a bunch of screencasts before now, or for today. So, for example, we had a screencast about those irregular nouns, hegunei, tes gunaikos, and hecher, tes cheros, hand, woman first, and then hand. Any questions about that? And they're on page 125 if you wanted to look at it. I'm going to go there in a minute. Okay, here they are, if you can see on the screen. And I mean, the book kind of makes a big deal that they're irregular, but if you look at them, they're not terrible. I mean, they're regular in their own particular way. The biggest thing about hey gunay, woman, is that the vocative loses the kappa of the stem, and you just have gunai. But except for that, and the fact also, what's the peculiarity about the accents? Anyone remember what the issue is with the accents? It's very similar to monosyllabic third declension nouns with respect to accents. Anyone remember that rule? Yeah.
Well, on the genitive and dative, the accent bumps up to the.
Yes, exactly. You have your accent on the ultima for the genitive and the dative. So you see that in the plural too. But in the nominative and accusative and vocative, it's on the penult, but not in the nominative singular though. Nominative singular is hey gunay. So there's a little bit of irregularity with the accents. If you look at hair, you have the same exact thing, but of course that is a monosyllabic third declension noun automatically, so that's to be expected. The only other annoying thing perhaps about hair is the fact that the dative plural, look at the dative plural. So you're going to need to remember this little, spelling peculiarity. It loses the iota. It's chersin. It's not chersin. It's chersin. So just to remember that. Okay. Now, any questions about numbers? So in Greek, do you decline numbers like adjectives? Anyone answer the question?
Well, you decline.
Yeah.
You decline some.
Which ones?
First 4, I think.
1, 2, 3, and 4?
Yeah.
You decline 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's it. Everything else is non-declinable. They're freebies. You don't have to put them in genitive, dative, or anything. They stay the same all the time. Okay, so that's the good news. But the thing is, in Greek, you do have to learn forms for 1, for 2, for 3, and for 4. Latin, you didn't have to do that. Latin, it was just 1, 2, and 3 that you had to learn. Uno, unus, una, unum, and duo, duai, duo, and tres, tria for Latin. You may remember that. For Greek, you have to learn 4 also. It has a set of forms. So let's look at 4 over here. Teteres, tetera. Tetadon, tetadon. Let's do it together. Everybody ready? We'll do 4 together. We'll go across. Masculine, feminine, and neuter. I'll make it bigger. Hold on. All right, there's 4. Everybody together? Now, tetares, tetara. Tetadon, tetadon. Tetarsi, tetarsi. Good. Tetaras, tetara.
Tetara.
Okay. That's sort of the more strange one to remember. In English there are very few comparable words that come from this word. In Greek that means 4. I think you can look at 3 over here, tres, tria. It makes you think 3 because we have triad that comes from this word. All sorts of words come from this word. And then 2, that looks like 2, right? Although look at those forms, really weird forms. Duo, duoin, duoin, duo. So just want to point that out. These are very bizarre looking forms. You just have to learn them. But I can't stress enough that you want to learn how to decline 1 really carefully. Heis, mia, hen. That's a big deal because there's a few words that come from that sort of attach to heis, mia, hen, like udes, udemia, uden, which means no as an adjective. Like, there is no time. You'd use udes for that phrase. Okay? Any other questions about numbers at all? And I know that there are these ordinal numerals down here, first, second, third, fourth. There's tons of derivatives that come from these words. Protos, prote, proton, proton. Deuteros, deutera, deuteron. What's the book from the Bible named after this word?
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy, exactly. So, there's a lot of words that come from these over here. So they're good to know. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about time constructions? So in the screencast that you had to listen to for today, there's one for the accusative, one for the dative, and one for the genitive. What was the one for the accusative? Anyone want to chime in with that? For the accusative. It would be accusative of duration of time. And so anyone give me an example of that in English?
Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it when you have something that's like for an extent of time, like for this much, for like these 2 days or for this many years?
Right.
That's duration of time.
The key word is for, and you say for 3 days, for 10 years. It's a duration. It's the idea of duration, and use the accusative for that with or without a preposition. With or without, which one? It's a question.
Without.
Without. You do not use a preposition. Okay. What's the dative use? Yeah.
Just time when.
It's just the time when one that we learned before. Dative of time when. On the next day. Te hysteria. Okay. And then what's the genitive use? That's a new one. Someone? Genitive use?
Can I answer?
Sure. I know you know.
Okay. It's the time within which.
Can you give an example?
Like if you do something within a certain amount of time for like I did this within 5 days, like I completed the project within X amount of time.
And do you use a preposition?
No.
You do not, right. You do not use a preposition for any one of these time constructions. It's just accusative or dative or genitive, right. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure that was clear for everybody. Now, I wanted to make sure that everybody understood what was going to happen. For today, you should have actually put in Adobe Connect, eCollege, your project, the choice that you had for a topic for your project. So, does anyone have any questions about that? I put on the screen the description of the project over here. Any questions at all about that? But that was due in eCollege today. I created a basket for it. You can absolutely start tinkering with this over the break. Today, we won't be seeing each other until the first week of April. So for the next 2 weeks, you're on your own. For the first 2 weeks you can start playing with Show Me or Educreations or tinkering with Book Creator. Downloading and tinkering with Book Creator on your iPad. So if you have questions about things as you go along and think about this, how to do this, don't hesitate to send me an email. I'll be checking email throughout the next 2 weeks, so not a problem if you want to do that, okay? And I did want to tell you also that, I'm sure you probably saw this on eCollege, that there will be about 5 screencasts that you're going to listen to that you can start listening to the second week of the vacation. So they're about 4 minutes long, 4 or 5 minutes long. So they're essentially all of the different concepts for Chapter 9. So we're going to front load Chapter 9. You can listen to the screencasts and try to understand as best you can when I'm saying it. So that's your kind of homework for over the break. Just listen to those five screencasts, I think there are, in the second week of the break, and think about what you want to do for this project. Okay. So, all right. I think that's about all I wanted to talk to you about. Now, Mr. Gleason, you have something you want to talk about Adobe Connect as an upgrade to Adobe Connect.
My unframed.
Yeah.
Hey, cool, I am. Hi, guys. So Adobe Connect released an update this past Tuesday, and usually that kind of stuff is just like, you can do it whenever it pops up and tells you have to, and it's okay, but apparently they made some rather significant fixes that we definitely want to have available to us as we use it for class. So if you don't mind, even you can do it now or you can do it on your own before you log out, but it's easy to do if you're in an Adobe Connect room before you leave. And if you notice in the upper right-hand corner of the Adobe Connect room, you have a help button. If you click on that help button, as Mr. Hartman's doing right now, you can go to downloads. And when you go there, it'll take you to a web page, and there's a bunch of stuff here, and you don't really need but one of them. It's the second thing where it says Adobe Connect add-in. And Mr. Hartman can send you guys an email with some screenshots that I sent of this too if you want to do it later on. But you choose the add-in that you need, Windows or Macintosh. Basically, Adobe Connect opens in an add-on instead of opening in like an official browser window. And so the add-in is what allows Adobe Connect to do everything that it does really smoothly and efficiently. It also keeps it from kind of getting into trouble interacting with other stuff that you guys are using for class, even like BlueJeans. So click on the version that you need and then follow the instructions for how you install that. If you're not sure on how to install stuff on a computer in general, talk to your tech liaison. He or she can walk you through it depending on what device you have. Otherwise, just follow the instructions. Once you go through, double click it to run the program and let it install. It'll take like 12 seconds. And then you'll notice probably no changes, but that's a good thing instead of noticing problems. It's easiest to do that if you just do it while you're in class because you can get the help button, but you can also go to Adobe Connect's main website, and there's a downloads page there too, and you can do it that way. Mr. Harper will send you instructions. You can do it here. This classroom is available to you, so you can log in even if you're not in class. If you want to go in the classroom later, just to go for the help button instead of trying to find the downloads link. That's all, and thank you.
Good.
And thank you for that
very
time.
much.
Sure.
Yeah. So I will forward that to you. So before next class, which is in April what? What is it? It is April 1st, April Fool's Day. Make the upgrade to Adobe Connect on your computers, okay? Any questions about anything? Anyone doing anything super exciting during this vacation besides listening to these 5 screencasts? I take that as a no. That's the highlight of your vacation, to listen to those screencasts?
We're moving, but that's it.
You're moving? Okay.
Yeah,
That sounds like work, actually.
exactly.
Okay. Kaylee, nothing? You're not going anywhere? I think Haley's...
Sarah
she's
raised
not...
her hand.
Oh, Sarah, go ahead. What are you doing? Okay.
No, actually, I was trying to just press the last button in response to the screencast being the most interesting thing we're doing over break.
So what is it going to be?
No, she just said she was pressing the last button.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So anyway, well, I hope everybody has a good one. And don't hesitate to shoot me an email if you have a question about whatever, okay? And I will see you on April Fool's Day.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right. You too. Bye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hartman. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. Have a good vacation. Okay.